It is time to hit the gas at Pocono.
There goes Custer. He had his hand out the window saying, all right, let's roll, let's roll. A lot of super speedway tendencies at this track, but what we got? What's the over-under on how they're going to fan out? 5 wide? 6 wide? I might go, that looks like 3 or 4.
I could go 4.
Yeah.
I might get 5 with you if you want.
It was the under. Custer drops it in there nice. Oh, look at Bell. Now, I've watched Bell a lot this year, and his car will be loose early in the runs, but that car will start to gain strength as the race goes on. These guys are all duking it up, jikesing up. Got the little draft action going down in the tunnel turn, but what do you think, Mikey? Through here, you got to get down to single file.
Well, you certainly tried, but I don't think anybody told Noah Gregson or Justin Allgaier that. Allgaier was up 3 wide through the tunnel. You never see that.
You get away with it early on when the track's cleaner. As the track starts to rubber in and you have those loose marbles and the dust and the dirt from the quickie dry, then it's tougher. But look at that. Allgaier on the outside in number 7, making some moves already.
Priest using that outside lane as well, making his 3rd start of the year. Saw him in that bright blue number 8.
That was an interesting choice in a drafting lane from Briscoe. Now he's going to move back up top, and we'll see who's able to come out on top off of the exit of 1. Will it be Annette or will it be Allgaier?
When they said go, Cole took him serious, didn't he? Wow, he jumped out to about a 2nd lead here already in that 00 car. As you can see, battling here, Ryan Priest, another great qualifying effort. He's battling inside the top 10.
Top 15 for the 2 of Tyler Reddick. I think he's ahead of our schedule, isn't he?
15th already? Yes, look at that.
He is just such an aggressive racer. You knew this was probably put a smile on his face knowing he was going to come from the back.
I mean, he's just chomping down on the bit, moving to the inside. Now he's to the outside. Let's see if he's going to be able to clear off of. Wow, he just making moves, cutting lanes, and he's going for another one. Why not?
He didn't really clear, did he?
He just made his own lane.
You know, he leads the regular season standings, and one of the reasons why, top 10 in every stage this year, and he's out in front of Christopher Bell, who's racing for the runner-up spot with Austin Cindric. Fun to watch these 2 young drivers go at it off of turn 1.
Yeah, and Kurt said it perfectly. Christopher's car is always loose to start a run, and that's a way to ensure you don't use up that right front tire. If it's hanging out now, he will get that long run speed, and Christopher's really good at hanging onto a loose race car.
And I think that's the wisdom within the team and the way the crew chief wants to set the car up. There's 25 laps in a stage here. You got to kind of give up the first 5, but you can't be too far off on restarts because people will take advantage of that weakness.
Rookies, Justin Haley, Noah Gregson on board with the 11.
A lot of throttle out time in turn 3, but that's where you want to try to apply the throttle as smooth as you can with that big, long straightaway.
You know who's been impressive this weekend? Michael Annette, back-to-back top 10s, won the season opener at Daytona, and racing with his teammate. There's Ryan Priest in that 8 car.
You talk about Annette, Adam, and you know, we've seen at times over the first 11 races this year, it takes them a practice or 2, and maybe even in the race they get speed. But ever since they've unloaded here at Pocono, that car has had good speed. He did a great job of qualifying and running well early.
From the back to 11th, it's lap 4. Tyler Reddick is bringing the heat in the beast.
Someone's going to have to try to tame that beast. He's way ahead of the curve on what we thought he was going to do for passes. So car's dialed in just the way he wants.
Jeffrey Earnhardt started in the 10th position. He's up to 9th and was challenging there Ryan Sieg for the 8th position. So I would say good start for Jeffrey.
Definitely making the car, getting the best speed he can off the exit of the corner. I was listening to it there, and he had to go to the throttle 3 different times to make sure he didn't push up and hit the wall in that dirty air behind. And so that's the balance. Now let's listen to him here off of turn 1. Much cleaner on throttle application behind Sieg, and he might have a shot here as he goes down into the tunnel, but most likely he's just going to stay in line, and let's see if he makes a move to get some clean air on the nose through the tunnel turn. Drops it down next to the yellow line, but
oh, he tried to go to the gas again, didn't he?
It's still a little bit on the tight side is what Jeffrey's car looks like it's handling like. So we'll see what he's able now to apply. Up to 4th now. We got well, with Jones, man, he's been doing it, man. I like the way he's been wheeling that Toyota around, and this is 5th year settling in. He's got some good runs going.
Spent that time at RCR, came over to Joe Gibbs Racing. New crew chief this year is Jeff Mendering, and we mentioned during qualifying, good start to the season. Had a push. Oh, and there he goes. Talked about him too soon.
Oh, that's going to be
Into the wall,
hard.
Brandon Jones.
Man, that was a tough break.
And there's the first driver that pitted early in the window, Christopher Bell.
With 2 tires.
This is going to be really interesting to see what the 00 team does. When do they bring Cole Custer to pit road? What strategy does this team use? Do they just put a can in it and 2 tires? They've been watching the lap times of Christopher Bell, I can promise you that, to see how that car is performing on those 2 tires.
Is it possible, one, they go fuel only because there's only 22, going to be 21 laps left when they pit, or do you go with 4 so if we do get a late restart, they're in position to close the deal?
As a driver, I love offense and I love tires. I would always spend a little extra time to get the tires. There you go, Hunter Nemechek. Sliding on the underside there. He's got those tires and he wants to go. That's what that means right there. He's, hey man, get out of my way. I got to make up lap time.
As we watch at 00, keep in mind his crew chief Mike Shiplett called the shots here in 2016 for Kyle Larson, who won the first ever Xfinity race at Pocono. Tyler Reddick second, no more. Gives up that position to come down and get his service with 21 laps remaining. Regan, he's coming to you.
Well, he is, Adam, and the only words from him during that run was it was tighter than the last run. He needs his race car freed up just a little bit. The team has been coaching him up to focus on the 00. Even though there's lap cars in between them, they wanted him to focus on the 00 and staying as close as possible to him. 2 tires, Matt.
And the 11 car, Justin Haley, he's working his way down to his pit stall. You can see the 8. Finally, they get the 8 pushing it away. Also, the 7 of Justin Allgaier. You can see the 11 working behind the wheel. Allgaier also. The car just wicked tight, trying to hang on until he can come in and get tires and fuel.
Can't make a mistake here, Matt. We can't speed on pit road. Got to make sure we have a tidy pit stop. This is too late to overcome it.
Here comes Cole Custer. Will it be 2 tires, 4 tires, or fuel only? We've seen it all on the final pit stop of the day so far. What's it going to be, Regan?
Well, it should be right sides only right here for Cole Custer was the call from crew chief Mike Shiplett. He wants that race car loosened up just a little bit for the long run at the end of the race here. Otherwise, all good out front for him. A clean pit stop so far. Matt?
Austin Dillon is in. They're going to go right side tires here on the 10. Oh, and he's away.
Outside tire violation for Tyler Reddick. What else can go wrong today? Had a pit issue earlier, started at the back after changing that transmission, and now going to lose all that track position with a penalty under green, 20 laps to go. And unless we get a caution and something dramatic happens, I'd say this one will do him in. 18 cars are on the lead lap right now, so if we were to get a caution and Allgaier has those 4 fresh tires, who knows? It about got away from him coming in, Matt.
And Allgaier's boys up on the wall. Slides into his box, goes past the guys. He's got to back the car up. He had a 21-second advantage before he hit pit road. That will cost them as well. 4 tires going on the 7. They're going to make an air pressure change to try to free the race car up. He just felt like he was so rough on that right front. The car just plowing tight, trying to get that left rear on, losing more time here on pit road. Wow, starting to come apart for the 17.
And now the cycle is complete. Cole Custer, who dominated the early portion of this race, is back in the lead, 8.5-second advantage over Christopher Bell.
Yeah, I'm not sure the race hasn't fallen totally apart for Allgaier, because if that caution falls, he's going to have an advantage. The question I'd have for you, Kurt, I know you want to get every position you can, but does he charge with that 7 car and try to grab those positions, or does he perhaps wait around a few laps and see if the caution does fall and he can get those fresh tires bunched up for a restart late?
Man, first of all, you just got to regroup from coming in hot, missing the pit box. But here's the 2's pit, and the right rear tire, this violation, I mean, as far as them making the call, to me, he's got to get it back.
Oh, it gets away from him.
And hit the right rear fender as he was just trying to carry it casually.
Remember, Cindric also got 4 tires, and he's closing in on the back of Earnhardt now. Shifted. Listen.
There you go, yeah, with that long run, the pace drop off, it gives you the opportunity. And turn 3 is going to be the first place where you're going to want to shift. Try to get that torque from third gear out of the corner and all the way down the front straightaway.
Look how much he closed on Jeffrey. There he goes again.
Nice launch.
Yeah, doggone.
Using the third gear torque.
18 there, 4 back to the 2. Outside even. Still 4 back to the 2. Still at your door. 3 back to
Oh yeah, there's Reddick starting to poke back in there. Got the draft to the outside lane going. And there's cars everywhere.
Oh, they're going to hit.
It's tight.
They do.
There's
Contact.
the caution.
Oh no.
Earnhardt goes for
he
a
goes
ride.
around.
Hang on.
Keep her off the wall, buddy. Not bad, not bad.
Caution is out. 6th time today.
There's a bad angle there for Austin Cindric into that turn. There was no way he was going to keep it off the side of Jeffrey, and they made contact.
Well, there's that yellow that we wanted to have happen or didn't want to have happen, but man, it jumbles it all up.
Depends on who you're rooting for.
that's right.
Cole Custer didn't want a yellow.
I'll tell you who did want it is Ryan Preece. Needs to slow that car down. You hear the tire flopping around.
Here's a replay of the action going down into the tunnel turn, and Cindric, he's busy in the mirror watching Reddick. Drives down in low, and he's got the entry chopped down, and the car's starting already to get loose.
Yeah, Jeffrey did nothing wrong. He opened up the bottom lane. He knew Cindric was going to be in trouble down there. Cindric tried to block off Reddick, and he spun Jeffrey out. But look at the job Austin does avoiding the spinning 18 car.
Strategy all over the board. There's going to be 3 laps to go when we return to the green flag. Custer takes the outside lane. Hand is out the window. He said, come on, give me some help. That's Chase Briscoe behind him.
He's like, let's roll, Briscoe.
Give me some 11. And by that, I mean push.
There we go. It's going to be an easy 5 wide down into turn 1. 4. Yeah, it looks like 5.
Look at Preece. He got boxed in back there, but he's going to be able to fight through. Around goes Justin Allgaier.
Oh.
Big slide for Allgaier. He saves it. Caution is out.
Spin it around here.
I tell you, it's been the toughest thing on the restarts of making sure that the tire temp is up, and that way you can be as aggressive as you want to be.
We were showing Bell as 4th. He's actually 3rd. He goes inside. Outside is Reddick behind Cole Custer. It's overtime.
There we go. Up through the gears. Looks like Custer is jacked up by Reddick. He's got rear tires off the ground almost. Brushes the wall a little bit from Reddick. Cars down to the inside. Did you see that one coming?
There goes Reddick. Crossover move. He takes the lead in turn 1.
Look at
Made
that,
the move.
that dive. I love that.
That was, I mean, it was like the right timing. It was like Cole was looking in the mirror and Reddick just carved out of there and completely surprised him. Lost his momentum a little bit off one, but now he's going to block. And now Custer's got to deal with cars behind him. Huge switch.
Remember, Reddick came down, got those 2 tires. That might be the difference.
That was, right? A fresh left sides. It's amazing what that'll do. Or it's just Reddick is manhandling that thing. Wow.
He is after the beast.
Just doing it.
Coming back to the white flag. Once we see that, the next flag will end it, whether it's the caution or the checkers. 1 to go here at Pocono.
Love the way they're trying to break the draft, trying to make sure that they don't get any extra speed. Look at that, Reddick. He lost track of where he was going down into turn 1. Brushed the right side up against the wall. Easy there, buddy. He is on it, man. He has been after it today. Look at this.
What about that call by Randall Burnett to bring that car to pit road? Love that.
And he still didn't get that clean exit off of 1, and Custer's got to run at him through the tunnel turn, through the tough bumps. Custer's at least giving himself a chance at it. What do we got here? They're going to drive down into 3, and Custer could just go after his rear bumper. That's what I'd just go after his rear bumper.
One last chance for Cole Custer.
Oh, he's sideways.
Reddick up the track.
He's got the move to the
Custer.
inside. Take it, Adam.
Custer to the inside of Reddick. He takes over the lead, and he's going to get the checkered flag. Cole Custer wins it at Pocono.
That was insane. That was a Pocono race for the ages, if I've ever seen one here in the Xfinity Series.
What a victory for Cole Custer. His team's not even down here yet to spray him with Gatorade, but nonetheless, one of the best moves of the season. Cole, you take that last restart, and did you think it was over when he got past you going into turn 1 there? And talk me through the last lap and what happened.
Man, I mean, Tyler gave you a great push down there, and I have no idea how he made it stick when he drove down in there into turn 1. I lost my brakes a little bit halfway through. They weren't as good, but I have no idea how he made it stick. But our Fims Ford Mustang was just awesome. Thanks for Fims for coming on for this race. They're just awesome people. But man, I was nervous once he got by me, but he was just drove in the corner real deep and then got off the track a little bit, and I was just had my downshift planned right and was able to get by him. But just can't thank all the guys enough.
Did you force the mistake right there?
I mean, I think he knew I was going to go in there and try and pack air on him, so he tried to drive it in deep, but I think that's what did it.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.